Hi everybody, thanks for joining me in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you how to make these 3 cards. This was a stamp class or card class in the mail that I did for February. I have another one scheduled for the end of February as well. I'll show you those cards later. So this was actually a stamp camp that I did for my local friends. And I also offered it as a card class in the mail for those who could not join us. So I prepared all of the supplies for you, and now I'm showing you how to make the cards. So I'll point you down to the work surface and get right to it. Okay, so I had posted this card class in the mail on my Facebook page under Melinda's Rubber Room. You can find me there, and you can find out all the details about my upcoming classes, as well as my Zoom classes that I do for free on Wednesdays. So I'm going to jump right in this demonstration by showing you how to make this card here. So if you purchase the kit, you should get all these supplies in your kit. Unfortunately, I can't stamp any of the images for you, but I do try to make these kits so that a lot of it is just using stamps that you could use at home if you don't have the ones that I use on my projects. So I've already cut down the designer series paper and the base cardstock. So all you will need to do is match up these pieces of designer series paper. This paper is in the current Stampin' Up! Catalog, so you can find it there. And if you would like to purchase any of the products that I show or some of the stamps that I used for these projects, you can do so on my online store under www.melindapierce.stampinup.net. And if you're on my Facebook page, you can just click on the Shop Now button, and that will get you right to my store as well. So when you get your supplies, you'll note that these are double-sided papers. So you want to just pay attention as to which side you're putting your glue on, because they are different. Now on my Zoom sessions, I do provide all the measurements to do all the cards, the featured cards that we do. Unfortunately, tomorrow I will not be doing a featured card, but you're welcome to join us anyway. This piece goes right there. So since we don't have a featured card tomorrow, we'll just be all working on our own projects and sharing what we're making and catching up with each other on life in general. These green pieces go over here. If you are interested in purchasing any products, just wanted to point out that we do have a celebration going on right now. So with every $50 purchase, you can get free items from Celebration. So it's a great time to stock up on any necessities you might want, or any of the items in the catalog that you might want. Okay, so these 2 little green pieces that are in your package go right on the edge here and right on that edge. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of glue right down the center of this strip. Just like so. And then for the front, you have this die cut and then this piece here. So I'm going to stamp my saying first. The saying is from, let's see, Inspired Thoughts. This is the stamp set. It's from the Thinking of You on Your Special Day. And then I also used It's Your Time to Be Remembered, to Feel Appreciated, and to Know You're Celebrated. So this is a really nice all-purpose stamp set. It has great sayings in there for the inside of your card as well as the outside. And I'm going to use the garden green because that's what I used for the background paper here. And then I'm going to stamp the flower. So this flower here comes from the Color and Contour stamp set. It's these two. It's a double, forgot the name of it, two-step stamp. So you stamp one and then you stamp the other one. And I'm going to use my ink pad that's back here. I'm going to use the Pale Papaya on this. So if you'll notice on my stamps, I have little hash marks that I wrote right onto the stamp itself. And that was to make it easier to line these stamps up. So you can see that they're both right there. So what I did was I stamped the image first, and then I made a hash mark on the one stamp. And then I lined it up again, and I noticed which way the stamp was facing and made the hash line again on the second one. So this is actually on the back side of the photopolymer, so it's not going to wash off. And that way you can line it up once and be able to line it up again repeatedly instead of having to try to keep matching it up each time. So I'm going to ink up this stamp and then ink off just so that I can get a lighter image. So I'm paying attention to where that hash mark is, pointing to the right-hand side. And then I can take this one, full strength, have it line up to the side, and stamp it down. And that gets that two-step stamp image. And then I'm going to go ahead and mount that on the front of my card. So this piece here, I'm just going to mount on this center panel. Just going to apply some glue right in the center. Make sure you don't put too much on, otherwise it's going to overhang these two sides. And then I'll go ahead and attach this piece here. Like so. And then on the inside, you should have these two pieces. Oh, I forgot to put the center panel on. So if you end up with too many pieces, it's probably because you forgot to put one someplace. Kind of like a puzzle. There's never extra pieces. Hardly ever. Sometimes I overcut, but... Okay, so then this piece here, I'm going to stamp with my seine. These other stamps out of the way. And I'm going back with the garden green. Stamp that image and attach it to the mat. I love these dies. It's so nice to be able to make a statement on your card and have a mat already cut out to correspond with it. Not have to worry about doing any measuring. These dies are from the Stitch So Sweetly die set. I use those a ton. Okay, and then I've already stamped my image here. Again, you won't have that in your packet because I can't stamp any images ahead of time. But I'm going to go ahead and mount that on some dimensionals, if if I can find them. I always use them and I never can seem to find them. Good thing I'm going to have extras. Okay, so I'm just going to raise this up. And what that is going to do is allow me to tuck under the folded part so that it makes an easel card. So I'm not putting any adhesive on this side of the flower, just on the right hand side. And that way when you go to open it, you can tuck it in and it'll sit just like that. Okay. Alrighty. Hope you enjoyed that card and learned something new, maybe about the double layer stamping. All right. All done with that. All right. The next one that we're going to do is this one here. So in your packet, you should have a single tree that's already die cut and the triple tree that's already cut, or actually 4 trees that are cut. The single one goes on the inside. Then you have these pieces here. So one goes on the one of the white pieces goes on the inside. And we use that same inside stamp as we did before. I'm just going to clean that off. This time it's stamped in Memento ink. So again, this stamp is from the Inspired Thoughts stamp set. And the trees are actually from that same stamp set too, that the die that's still over on my cutting surface. So if you were to buy these dies, you would get all of those words and the tree die cuts as well. I'm going to stamp this a little bit to the right, just so I have enough room to mount my tree right there on the left-hand side. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down. So for this tree, what I'm going to do is just put a little bits of glue on these larger branches. Just like so. You want it to be right on the left-hand side. So the branches line up on the side there. So that's going to be the inside of the card. Now for the outside of the card, you're going to layer the black piece first. This is a really tight fit on the front of the card. I wanted a little bit of the gray, but most of it just to create a border of the black. And then I have a piece of white cardstock. And what I did was I used this stamp here from the Artistically Inked, this piece here. This gives you a really beautiful image for the background. If you don't have this stamp set yet, you can get a similar look. Not quite the same, but you could probably get kind of a nice background with using the blender brushes. I'm just going to show you real quickly how this goes together with this stamp. So because this is a distinctive stamp, it gives you that variation in color just with one stamping. So it kind of gives you that marbly effect. So I'm starting with the lighter of the two colors. This is the Mango Melody, I believe. And I'm going to clean that off real quick. You can get some beautiful effects with this stamp, using it like with blue colors to create an ocean effect, or just really fun backgrounds. So now I'm going in with the pumpkin. I'll make sure I get that corner there. And you can also stamp off too. So I'm going to stamp it once there and then stamp it off again there, just to get a different color variation. Okay, so that is my background. That's going to be mounted to the front of my card. But before I do that, I'm going to take this bottom piece and my trees and put those down, because I know that I'm going to have to cut this bottom piece smaller. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. It depends on how much of the branch you want showing for the trees. So I'm going to go ahead and mount my trees down first. Again, just kind of hitting those bigger areas of those branches with glue. You can also take the Tombow glue and a sponge and kind of hit the back of your trees with that. I would suggest putting down a can't remember the name of it. One of those sheets that we have, the silicone sheets, sorry. And that will help control some of the sticky mess if you're doing that method of applying the glue. Okay, so I'm gluing my tree down. Just catching some more of those little branches. I'm going to go back later and hit it with some more glue. And then I'm putting this piece down where I want it. Just like so. I'm going to turn it over, and I can see that I need to cut off some excess of the black. And a little bit left over from the tree as well. Okay, so now I can go ahead and mount that onto the base of my card. Okay, so now that all that's left is to put the inside of my card onto the card base, and then stamp my greeting. What's one of the nice things about doing the card class in the mail is that you can get all of the product in the mail and then watch the repeat YouTube video like you are now and be able to make the card at your leisure. So I'm going to take my punch here and make a little banner. If I'm not mistaken, I already made the banner for you just by doing a punch for you. So I went ahead and punched the left side, And then I'm going to stamp the happy birthday. And then I'm going to take this punched out piece, lay it down where I want the card, the paper cut. Right about there. And that way when I put the punch in, it will cut the same distance as the other one that I already cut, that I already punched. Okay, so you have kind of the same distance from here to here and here and there to there. Okay, and then this is raised up with dimensionals again. If you are in the Central Coast, specifically in the Santa Barbara area, I would love it if you would join me for my stamp camps or my card classes. So shoot me a message if you're interested in getting information on that, and I'll put you on my email list. Okay, so that is the completed card. All right. So the last one is this one here. So this one, I've already done the die cuts for you to create these edge pieces, these pieces here, that uses this die here. And that is from the Basic Borders die set. So you get all those fun little borders all in one set. So we'll go ahead and put those together. Okay, so that goes on the inside, and then you have these two pieces, and all you have to do is adhere those together. You can use this side too if you'd like. I had some people do that. So you can see on this paper, it's almost that same design as what we made with that background stamp. This paper is the same from that same suite in the catalog, so they are meant to coordinate with each other. And this gets attached. This card goes together pretty quickly, especially since all the die cuts and everything have been done for you. But what I did want to show you was how I did this background. And what I did was I took the double-sided adhesive sheets from Stampin' Up, and I ran it through the Big Shot. And then when I was done with it, I took it off the adhesive sheets and stuck it onto a piece of wax paper. That way I could get into all those little nooks and crannies and pick out all that extra die cuts that was in there. And then I took my gold flakes, the gilded leafing flakes from Stampin' Up, and I used a brush to attach that to the sticky surface. And all I did was I picked up the gold flakes and rubbed it right on top, like so. So I already did this for you in your packets. So all you have to do is just peel and stick that happy. But I did want to show you how I accomplished that look. These gilded flakes are really fun to play with. And as long as you have a sticky surface to apply them to, they will just adhere wherever you stick them to. So if you have double-sided tape, you can put that down on your paper as like a border, and then put the gilded flakes on top, and you'll have a nice gold outline. Okay, and then I used A Wish for Everything, which is the stamp set that the Happy comes from, and you get all these different sayings for all the different holidays, and it also comes with the birthday that I'm using. So going to go ahead and stamp that birthday first. I'm going to stamp the birthday or whatever stamp you're using first, and then apply the happy, just so that you have a nice flat surface to stamp on. Just be careful when you're pulling it off, because that foam can rip. If it does, you can probably just put the letters right next to each other and you can't really tell that they've ripped. But it's always better if you do it all in one pass. Like so. And if there's any extra glitter in there, you can kind of brush that around to get it off. So you have a nice clean gold image there. Okay, and then you also have 3 little butterflies in your packet. Make sure you look carefully if you can't find them, because they could have slipped out of your packet. They're so tiny, they do get lost pretty easily. So these little butterflies you can find in the mini catalog, the current mini catalog. They're really cute, and they're so easy to apply, and it adds just a cute little embellishment on your card. Okay, and then on the inside we have relax and enjoy your day. I'm going to stamp that in the shaded or evening evergreen, like so, and attach the little piece of designer series paper down at the bottom. Attach that to the card. And there's the completed card. All right. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. And let me show you real quickly the cards that we're doing for the second half of February. So this is the first card that uses that fun gold paper that we used on the other card. It does have some gold leafing in there, which is super pretty. And then you have this die cut. And then on the inside, again, I used that same stamp that I used today from the Artistically Inked stamp set. And then we have this stamp, this card as well. I realized after I posted it that these images are all stamped. So in lieu of these stamped images, I think I'm going to find some paper that I can die cut to create kind of the same type of look, but probably with cactuses. We have a cactus paper that works really well for this type of look. So I'll do cactuses on your die cuts instead of the flowers, so you can get a similar looking card. And then this card is a fun fold. Again, all of these pieces will be cut for you. And then we have some fun stamped images in here. This is from the Flowering Rain Boots. Nope, that's what the other set is. The set is, I was just playing with it today or yesterday. Can't find, oh, here it is. Just as soon as I say I can't find something, it shows up. Okay, so it is the Wildflower Path, this set here. This set is so gorgeous. You could do some fun cards with this. So that's what I use to make these cute little flowers down on the bottom, and then it continues on the inside. So this is just a fun new layout that was posted recently by another demonstrator, and I kind of tweaked it for my own purposes. So the layout's a little bit different. I always seem to get some ideas from others and then tweak them for my own purposes. So this belly band is really tight, but it holds it all together. All right, I hope you enjoy that preview of the second card kit for February. If you would like to participate in that card kit in the mail, please reach out to me via Facebook Messenger at Melinda's Rubber Room. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a great night. Thanks. Bye.